Hi and welcome to Extra Astrology, guys. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on who is social media stalking you, okay? Who is, on your socials constantly or, just thinking about you constantly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do who is social media stalking you. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Go ahead and choose at your own leisure intuitively. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go forward with the reading. And also, I'm going to be using the Millennial deck. Alright, group 1. We have the Creativity card, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Page of Arrows. Okay, wow. So, for one, this message definitely is important, and it signifies a lot about this person. This person is definitely timid, and I'm sensing that they're definitely an introvert as well. So their social media stalking of you is because they don't really have enough confidence to go up and actually have a conversation with you. So it's really just based in them not having enough self-esteem or confidence. But behind that there's this like burst of creativity, and also they get really inspired by you, and they really look up to you and your fearlessness, right? Your fieriness, your fearlessness, and they in some ways want to emulate that. So they definitely social media stalk like your Instagram for inspiration. It's not like of a romantical sense, it's really of like, and it's not even of a like superficial stance of like, oh, I want to look like this person, I want to, no, it's of this like, they find you inspiring, they think that, and also if you create anything, if you guys are artists, because that's what I'm seeing, or you're just talented in some way, shape, or form, that is why this person, continuously social media stalks you. Now, I'm sensing that this person is of the same sex as you. So if you're a male, this person is a male. If you're a female, this person is a female. And this person is definitely someone who is around you. So if you work somewhere, they're definitely, they work with you, but they might talk to you casually, but they don't really have like a solidified friendship with you, okay? So it's kind of like, oh, I admire this person from afar, but I'm just kind of too scared to actually talk to them, because they feel as if, why are you going to want to talk to them? You seem quite like in a different stratosphere as them, right? So there's this kind of like separation that they've created in their minds because they have an idea of who you are without, really knowing you. And this person also definitely works with you or definitely goes to school with you. And you know them as like an acquaintance, right? But there isn't no like distinctive friendship there. And they just like spend a lot of time on your pages. They not your pages, mostly if you have an Instagram, that is what they really spend the most time on, looking at. And they really admire how motivated you are in life, how motivated you are to get to where you're going, and also where you're at currently. And they like how determined you are. Like I said, the motivation aspect. And also this sense of like, there is like this watchful energy, right, with the Ren. But the watchful energy isn't like in a creepy way. It's like in a really like I said, this kind of like looking at you as a mentor, looking at you as inspo, kind of like if you had a wall where you write down all your goals, and then you're just like, or when people create vision boards, right, they might put a picture of their desired house or this that. So when they are like on your page or something of that nature, they do that because they find it really really inspiring. That's what I keep, it's just like inspiring and learning from you and learning from just like kind of like a scholar, just kind of like this scholar energy is definitely coming out. And honestly, you should really reach out to them. They kind of would desire a deeper relationship because they think they can learn a lot from you, and it could be a beneficial friendship in the long run. It definitely could be a beneficial friendship. Um, and you guys have a lot in common. But the thing is, you guys have a lot in common. You emulate a lot of the same likes, but at the same time, the way in which you go after those things is what separates you so much. So you're more of a go-getter. You're more of a like, I'm gonna go and I'm going to, strive for this, and I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm striving for this. But this person is really on the flip side of that. They are not like that. They like I said, more timid energy, more shy energy, even kind of this like Scorpio, Pisces, even Cancerian energy. And there's this aspect of like you also appear to just have a lot, and there's this like classism element where they think, like I said, there's this separation, right? So maybe this person doesn't have a lot, and they just kind of look at you and they're like, oh, you seem to have it all together, you seem to you know have success, or you're on your way to success, you have wealth, you have a strong family dynamic, a nice home. Like that's what they really look at you for, and that is why they are, they social media stalk you. But it's not in a very like a weird way. It's definitely of just, that casual routine of, if you had a vision board and you just were like, oh, I want this house, I want this. You're kind of like, you're the goals that you're accomplishing and what this person sees you accomplishing is what they want to accomplish, but they're too scared. And so that is really what it is, group one. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second group. Group two, guys. Okay, who is social media stalking you? What are their intentions? Do they have any intentions? Is it just to pass time? Like, let's really go and see what is going on here. So we have everything is fine, the Fool, reunion, attraction. Wow, okay, wow. So, definitely the app in which they do cyber stalk you is 100% Snapchat, or it is Snapchat, or either even like an old Facebook. Everybody kind of has an old Facebook, and which you casually go on and you see like old photos of people that you went to high school with like 10 years ago, and you're like, oh, that's how Sally's doing. Like, this is the core of this, relationship that is not a relationship. But this person is definitely someone who has an attraction to you, who has and had a crush on you, or they definitely had feelings for you that were solidified a long time ago, but obviously with circumstances and leaving behind your old life and moving forward, those were never actualized, right? So you might have even had an inkling, and the person who comes to mind automatically is definitely who it is. So don't second or sidetrack yourself. If you think that's who it is, it probably is who it is. And there was definitely a history of like flirtation and fun when you were younger, but uh, it's been a while and you guys have not talked in a while. There's been changes in life, obviously. There's been experiences that you've had and they've had, and you're not even thinking about this person. You definitely have, casually come across their photo and seen what they're doing, how they're living, but it's not something that is stuck with you because you've had your own situations and you've had your own situationships and you're living life, right? So you have a job, you have a life that is gone and it's changed from what it was when you were younger. But this person definitely is craving some type of reunion, some type of, conversation. And so what I'm hearing is don't be surprised if you get some random, comment on your story that literally isn't going, one of those comments that's like, oh, how are you? Like just randomly, or I like this, but really they're trying to just find a way to talk. That is how I see this going. And then it's kind of going to lead into you being on the phone a lot, they being on the phone a lot, and then, a conversation is going to happen where definitely during a time when you return to where you're from or where they return to where you both are from, in which you embark on a little meeting, maybe at a coffee shop or to eat pizza or something like that. Or also what I'm hearing is a friend that you both have in common is somehow going to happenstance and be like, hey, so and so was talking to me about you, and do you guys want to link up? That's probably what I'm seeing for you guys. And it will be mutual. It will be it will be slightly awkward in the beginning because with lost time, and this not really being something in the past, it's going to feel a bit weird, but you'll get through it and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be carefree. And this person and you have like really easy conversation is what I'm getting. So like I said, in the beginning it's gonna be a little bit and then you're gonna get past it within like the first 2 minutes. And there's definitely I don't necessarily see something that is lasting for a long time, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a nice pastime, and it won't I would say be careful though with how much you put into it, because the other person on the other side might really, really fall and might really, really, fall into a trance of wanting something that you don't necessarily want, and you're gonna go back to what you actually live like and what you actually do, right? You're gonna go back to that, and this person's gonna be, up all night being like, well, what's up with this? What is the status of this? And you're kind of gonna be like, I'm a free bird, I'm a free agent, like I don't have time for that. And so that's what I'd say. Be cautious of that, but group 2, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. That is what that is who is stalking or cyber stalking you guys. So yeah. Group 3. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Who is cyber stalking your social media? What app is it? And yeah, let's just go right into it. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Knight of Bows, Fox, and the Sun of Life. Okay, wow. So, okay, what I'm getting is someone is definitely, spending a lot of time on your social media profile because they need it in terms of escapism. There's a lot going on with them in their personal life, and things really feel out of place. And to them, you are definitely someone who has things and holds things together, right? And they're very interested in how you have basically not grown up, but how you've just, because there was nowhere for you to glow up at. You were already really a solid person when they knew you, because this is definitely someone that you know. But the way in which you've grown, and the way in which you have definitely handled yourself in terms of finances is something that they are really interested in. I'm sensing that this could be someone who wants to become business partners, someone who wants to build their own career, and in some way sees a viable way that you guys could communicate and really create something, especially considering that they just feel totally at odds, right? This person could also be a family member, so maybe a cousin, someone who just, like, you guys do have a solidified relationship and they do keep up with you. You guys do talk, but this person definitely, I don't want to say envies, but definitely wants to find a way in which you guys can go and create something special in order for them to feel as if they have a purpose in life, because at the moment things do feel quite purposeless, if that makes sense. There's no like guide for them, and you're someone who has that guide going, right? That earth energy, that Virgo, that Capricorn, and I'm not gonna say Taurus, but definitely that Virgo and that Capricorn energy, and even Sagittarius energy is something that is really, really potent. Also, your proclivity and your natural ambiance of being positive is something that brings them to whatever you're doing, and to what I'm sensing is your Instagram, for sure, definitely Instagram. And they're really interested in how you create things out of nothing, if that makes sense. And it might seem as if, oh, they're trying to copy me with whatever it is I'm doing. They're trying to, you're naturally kind of rebellious, right? You're naturally a rebellious person. You're not gullible, you're loyal, and you're also just you're clever, right? And that's something that they don't naturally have, and so they want to latch on to that, and they want to kind of latch on to the charisma that you have, and they want to grow in the same ways that you've grown. And so that is why they pay attention a lot of the time to what it is that you are doing. And I'm just sensing a lot of overall business is what I'm hearing, like the desire to create a business, revolving around things. What maybe it has to do with sustainable products. Maybe it has to do with something to do with products, creating a product, or even something very sweet, like something to do with baking or cooking goods is what I'm hearing. They really want to collaborate with you, but at the same time they feel as if their life is so out of order that, like, how are you gonna want to do that? Like, they just think that that's not of all the things that you guys talk about, they feel as if collaboration with them is not in the cards, right? It's not. You're already so far down your lane of things that why would you want to like stop and go and focus on what they're doing? And but it's like it's very infectious, like the way you keep, from their point of view, you don't have problems. They think you're strong, you don't have problems. Like, what do you worry for? What do you wish for? You already have like attained these things, and to them it seems as if you've gotten it so easy, when in reality you really worked, and you worked hard to achieve what you wanted, and you did it in an early stage, right? So you didn't waste time. With them, they kind of wasted time. They can be a bit lazy, and that's something that you've not necessarily stressed to them, but through actions, you don't really speak through words, right? You speak through your actions. And so with your continuous like focus, and it's this unadulterated focus and unapologetic focus, you have become or will become successful. So that is something that they are really, really attracted to. And it's a transformative thing to be around if you're not someone who is naturally blessed and like that. And so that is definitely why they are always on your page, guys. So that is it, group 3.